All right. We're back after a month-long hiatus in Mateia. We have returned for session number 9. But I'll do a recap so that we all can try to remember what we were doing last time we were here, because I had to listen to basically the whole session to remember. But alright, so last time our intrepid folks continued traveling through the woods in the direction that Kathy had pointed them. During the second week of travel, which was the majority of last session, the party encountered a couple of very large tentacled and clawed monsters, which they met in combat, and eventually were successful in defeating them. Pax and his tree fae familiar flew up and kind of scouted the distance to see the general direction of where they needed to go. Eventually made their way into a darker, foggy subsection of the woods, kind of where Kathy had previously described as where they should be heading. As they entered, it was very foggy. There was a lot of necrotic energies kind of bouncing around. They did encounter a very magical hut, and as they crossed a bridge beside this hut, Naomi randomly just collapsed asleep. After what was a mere few seconds for the party, but quite some time for Naomi, she was awakened, but without any real issues or anything. They continued their travel, made their way to this building, which is where they assumed they needed to be, with an open foyer. Entering in this darker, dimly lit building, they saw that the floor in front of them was like a starry night sky that consistently moved as if they were looking up. After some short hesitation, they did manage to make their way across it to a large door directly across from them, which was locked, with 2 sconces on either side, which after trying a myriad of ways to light them, the sconces themselves seemed to absorb all energy and flames with which they wanted to try and produce light. So they did do a little bit more investigating, and you guys found that there were 2 other doors. One of them, in a language that Naomi recognized as Celestial, said, where did it go? I wrote it down here. Oh, all manner of wonders can be found here. And the other, in a language she did not understand, but was soon to be Elvish, said storage. The storage door was locked when they did go to check it at one point, but the party moved primarily to the left-sided door and hallway, where there was a very welcoming room with a bed that had the smell of cherry blossoms permeating the air, and this warbling, swirling energy circle kind of floating at the other end of the hall. Deciding to take a long rest for the evening, Dragon, prior to sleeping, experienced and recovered a memory in the cherry blossom room, and then his echo returned conversation to him prior to completing the long rest for the evening. And once they woke up in the morning, getting all the benefits of a long rest, those who spent the night in the room itself, Pax and Naomi, benefit from inspiration, whereas Anthea slept on the stairs, and Dragon slept kind of in the hallway. So that is where we currently find ourselves in this workshop. You guys are over here. That's Gleeba's new little token that I got. So Gleeb has got a new token. But yes, this is where you guys find yourself waking up in the morning. In this, you guys up here in this bedroom, you guys in the hallway, and then the swirling portal of energy is still there. What would you like to do?
Shiny glebes.
Shiny.
Naomi would sit up on the bed that she had fallen asleep on, and Simon, who again, the spell does not have an end time, so he's still there. Is like draped over her like a giant derpy blanket. Just every breathe in is sharp, and every breathe out is like a snore, and his little like flaps. So it's super cute. And she just kind of sits up and shakes her head and gives him a little pat and rubs her eyes and looks over at Mateia, who I'm assuming slept outside the door.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, just on the steps.
Naomi would shout out, good time of day, I guess. I'm not quite sure if it's morning, noon, or evening. I slept for quite a while, but definitely one of the best sleeps I've had in a while. Are you okay?
I'm alright. She sort of stretches and, is, a little sore from sleeping on steps, which was probably not the greatest idea. But yeah, Gleba sort of hops out from her hat and is, looking around, ready to go for the day. I got some rest, so I'm feeling okay.
Good, I'm glad. Can you spot Dragon? I don't see him. She says
Oh
this
yeah,
as she's rubbing her
I would
eyes.
see him just down the hallway, right? He was sitting against the wall, right?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, perfect. So I'll kind of point down the hall and be like, "Oh yeah, he was just taking a nap over there." Why, did you need him for something?
No, I'm just thankful we were covering all bases. It's not like me to be so off guard, and I apologize, but I couldn't seem to get away from the familiar feeling.
Well, he needs to sleep sometime.
You can tell that to some of the members of the guard, because there are more than one occasion where we aren't allowed to sleep for quite a while. So when I can sleep, I try to take advantage of it.
Well, I'd rather have you rested anyway.
Your kindness is a wonderful thing. Thank you. Simon, get up. And you just kind of hear a dog muffle, and he kind of rolls over, but he doesn't fully get off of her. Simon, you have to. Oh my God, you're so heavy. And she pushes him off until he's halfway off of her, and she kind of shimmies out.
Roll a dex save for Simon and see if he falls off the bed.
Can I roll at disadvantage because he's sleeping?
Absolutely.
Simon. 11.
He falls off of the bed. Just, he does not immediately get up. He just looks at you slobbery. It's blub, 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 blub.
Aw,
He does get up after a minute though.
Aw, my little boy. I'll reach down, scratch his face, and his little tail just bangs against the ground.
Goto, 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 goto. It's quite weighty.
He's such a good boy. Now we need to get Dragon a pet, and we will all be set.
Everybody needs a friend.
Dragon is awake. He is still slumped against the wall, kind of just sitting down. He's kind of cracking his old bones, cracking his neck, cracking his knuckles. He does have the quote-unquote echo with him currently. It's kind of acting as basically a second, like an exoskeleton. So you can see Dragon, however, there's also this just permeating shadow over his body as he's kind of staring off into the distance. Kind of.
Just staring at it.
Do you sleep all right? As I kind of approach carefully to not startle him.
Dragon would respond with the night was fine, yes.
Oh, good. Seems we're all rested.
And he would stand up, and then the shadow would kind of merge into him.
All right. You see the door in front of you. You had closed it before going to sleep. That way, you would know if anyone had tried to intrude upon your rest. It doesn't look like it has been tampered with or adjusted in any way. You still hear and feel the warbling from the energy swirl down off to your right, which you know to be a portal of some sort. And the smell of cherry blossom still kind of permeates the air. Not quite as strong as initially, because you're kind of getting used to it at this point. It's becoming the norm for this area, and you've slept in this scent all night long, so it's just kind of there for you now, and you only ever really pick up on its strength every now and again when you forget that it's there. But everything in this room right now seems as it was when you went to bed.
There was nothing else in that room, Naomi?
No, just... I mean, I guess the best way I would word it is serenity, but I feel like that's preposterous in its own right.
Does smell nice.
Everything about that room is very peaceful. I would have never found myself to give into it so quickly, but I guess, like you said, a good night's rest is very important.
True. And it seems like a good place to rest. I mean, there's nothing dangerous there, right?
I mean, nothing that I saw, and I kind of expected Simon to keep guard, and she just kind of looks down at him, who's just like, definitely not keeping guard. She's like, well, never mind. Yes, exactly.
Yes.
So we did have that door, at the far side of the room that we couldn't get open yesterday. We maybe could do today, or we have that, and she will gesture down towards the portal.
Oh yes, the portal.
Yep, you guys remember that the storage room door that you tried was locked, and you decided not to make any attempt to open it, as you did not know what was on the other side, and so you came back here. So, as you guys are waking up and kind of having your first few minutes worth of conversation, kind of reminiscing about what happened yesterday, and kind of trying to figure out a plan, Naomi, you noticed that Paxu had slept in a little bit later. Not much, but just by a few minutes, is starting to stir awake, and you now realize that the only true danger of that room was sleeping in. In fact, it has been proven, as Pax is normally awake with the rest of you at the time, but he slept in a little bit.
What?
Oh, good morning, Sir Pax. Or afternoon. Or evening. Good time of waking up.
What time is it even? What is time? I had a dream about time not being time. It was very confusing. Am I late?
No, but you do sound well rested.
Thank you. You look well rested.
Best I have in many, 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 many years.
What I miss? Did I miss breakfast?
No one has eaten any food. Everybody mainly woke up a few minutes ago and started trying to figure out the plan for the day. So, you do still have inspiration from sleeping in that room for last game. So.
Oh, thank you for the reminder.
Yep. So you and Naomi both have inspiration.
Do our familiars have inspiration too?
You know what? Sure.
Oh my.
They slept in there. Sure.
I was just curious.
No, it's fine. Like, it doesn't bother me. I want it to be like a charisma check from Simon, and his advantage gives him like a nat 20, because that would just be hilarious.
Yes,
Just on something so dumb.
Guys.
Something just so dumb. But yes. Alright. So, what is your guys' plan?
Suppose we can choose between the door that we couldn't get through or the portal, right?
I think so.
What do we think?
I mean, portals are more fun. says Pax. But I'm also, as an outlander, I'm naturally inclined to explore, perhaps more recklessly. So, do we have more information about one versus the other?
Nope.
Or what's
You have.
behind either of them?
There you go.
Well, if it transfers somebody more than a mile away, I won't be able to get in touch with Simon, so I won't even know if Simon would have the ability to get back. However, bringing Simon back is possibly easier than Iggy or Gleba, so I could try to send Simon through the portal.
Good
Not a
idea.
bad idea.
I have something that may be easier. I can go through myself in a sense.
Through yours.
As in sending the other you.
I would indeed be sending my shade.
Had to do the dumb joke.
Love it.
Echo. And when I say shade, I kind of wave my hand to the side, and my shadow basically rises from my own body to form next to me.
Can you communicate with it even if that transfers to, say, a different plane?
Oh boy, I gotta read this ability. Boo.
The ability does not say.
No, but I will say, normally we fight as one, but if I send him through, I will take control over him entirely. If I find anything on the other side, when I come back into my own control, I will have their knowledge. I will have seen what they've seen.
I would be inclined to say that's playing to strengths, and we are few in numbers, though strong. We need to play to our strengths.
Okay, well, I'll echo avatar it.
Okay.
I will transfer my consciousness to the echo.
So you see, Dragon seems to, his eyes kind of gloss over and go like this milky white, and he just kind of stands there almost stunned temporarily. And then all of a sudden, the eyes of the shadow, which are normally this darker black, shadowy kind of color, seem to open with the exact look that you're used to seeing when you look Dragon in the face. His eyes are now in the shadow, and the shadow begins to walk, I assume, towards and into the portal.
Yes, sir.
The shadow walks into the portal, and you see it kind of turns for a second and looks back at your Dragon Prime, and you, the rest of you, as you're watching the shadow and Dragon, you see that Dragon's body kind of subconsciously takes like this deep breath, like, and then exhales, and then the shadow walks into this portal. And Dragon, as it walks through the portal, you begin to see like flicks of different colors, maybe, you're not quite sure, but as your shadow starts to move what you feel like is entirely through the portal, your vision and hearing return, and you are once again standing beside Anthea. wherever your shadow was intending to go, you cannot control while they are there, at least from your current location.
Interesting. Before even saying anything, I instinctively... First of all, I look behind me to see if my shadow is recoalesced.
It has not.
Oh, that ain't good. Oh boy. Now this is player panicking. I look immediately to my shadow. It's not there. And then I look back at everyone and I say, something is not right. I can't control him. And he's no longer with me. He didn't return. Usually he returns.
Well, that's kind of
Tell
frightening.
where he is?
Beyond that portal. He entered and then I lost control.
I try sending a familiar in and see if I can do anything that way.
Can certainly try.
Hmm.
I'll send Simon. Simon, I'm gonna need you to go in there. As soon as you get in there, if you do not see his shadow, the one we've seen before, I need you to come right back. Okay?
He nods and starts going towards the portal. Makes his way to the portal, and you see Simon takes off, just strutting his way into the portal. And you feel you have lost connection with Simon. Simon also does not return.
Well, maybe better to go after them and learn for ourselves, and just
Yeah.
commit to that.
Well, the fact that Simon didn't return and Dragon's shadow has not returned is a little discomforting. However, I do have the ability to bring Simon back, and Simon can communicate with me and tell me what was on the other side. Though there is a chance he may still be there. I don't know if I can summon him. I don't know if I can summon him if he's still alive. So, I can try.
What's the spell that you're using?
Find Steed.
As he Googles it.
Well, no, I thought that's what it was. I just wanted to make sure I had the right one at the top of my head.
You can also dismiss your
Yeah.
Steed at any time and cause it to disappear. In the other case, casting the spell summons the same Steed. So, drops hits points or I dismiss it. So, technically he could still be floating there, and I can't dismiss him because he's not within range.
Correct. So as you go to think about and try and kind of like weave your magic to resummon him, you just kind of feel there's something stopping you from like completing the ritual to summon Simon back. It does not cost you a spell slot or anything, but you feel that something is blocking the resummoning of Simon, and you know that it's likely because he is out of range, but he is also likely still alive.
Alright, interesting. At least we know that. Dragon, there is a very good chance that your shade is fine. That if anything can hold its own, it's your counterpart. I do think that what Sir Pax said is right. I think we're at kind of no choice but to go in at this point.
Yeah.
Miss Anthea, do you feel okay about going in there?
I think we do need to go in as well. Something seems to be making it difficult to communicate through the portals, so we have to just go through it, I guess.
Yeah, we have to at least try.
Mm-hmm.
See if there's anything I can cast beforehand to make it easier. I don't suspect so.
I
Well, whoever's
will
going in
say,
first, I'll give them Bardic Inspiration. That'll definitely help.
without his shadow around, like, quote-unquote permanently around, Dragon's face has more of a sunken-in look now.
Oh, that's not good.
So you give 5 temporary hit points to everybody with motivational speech.
Yeah, I think this is worth the spell slot.
10-minute motivational speech.
Getting
Yes.
pumped up.
Yes.
Get
I
in.
love it.
Pumped.
And a bold sacrifice of our Feyar companion, we must honor that by going through.
I'm gonna cast something as well. I'm going to cast a second level aid as well.
Okay.
Oh,
I think the temp hit points don't.
Well,
add
it's
up.
so eight's not.
It's permanent.
Yeah,
It's permanent.
yeah, yep. Eight's just a
Um,
increase for 8 hours.
right.
Who are you casting them on?
I am giving it to myself and Thea and Pax.
Mr. Pax.
Sir Pax.
Sir Pax a lot. All right.
Pax a lot because he
How
packs
do
a lot
I,
of punch.
Like that. That's great. Yeah.
Packs a lot of summons.
I love it. Yeah.
All right.
And also, don't forget, Wiz saving throws, you have advantage, and if you get hit by something, you have advantage on your next attack. So
Yep.
lots of boost.
Until your temporary hit points go away, which could be a long time depending on how it goes. Whatever happens. But okay, so you guys cast these spells prior to following through, and then you all, as a group, do you step through, or do you one by one step through the portal?
I will unsheath Shadow Steel.
Okay.
I will be the first through the breach.
And I am second. I'm right on my heels, pulling my glaive off my back.
As you unsheath Shadow Steel, the closer that you get, the shadows which normally writhe around the steel itself, encompassing its name, you saw that when you were in the room the evening prior, they kind of got a little more silvery in color, rather than staying as black as shadow. They kind of became almost like a off-white kind of gray smoky fog kind of color. As you approach the portal with your sword unsheathed, you see that the shadows kind of clump towards the hilt of the blade. Rather than being in a continuous swirl, it's almost like the shadows are concerned as they're holding steady towards the hilt of the blade and not swirling the same. It doesn't feel like the sword has been depowered in any way. It just feels like the shadows themselves are afraid, or at least unsure. And as you all step through the portal, you step into this open space of pinks and purples and blues, and you step through and you see millions upon billions of small twinkling lights and galaxies in the area where you are. And it's as you go to turn, stepping through this portal, you turn and the portal seems to be kind of drifting a little further away from you. It's like more like you're drifting than the portal itself. And as you look around, you see, just doing backflips not far from you, you see Simon just spinning and doing flips and flips and flips. He's just doing one of these. Just flipping. Just doing somersaults. He eventually sees you and somersaults his way back over to you. He's gonna sit like that now. And you see, Dragon, the shadows which had receded to your hilt kind of shoot out from your blade and kind of latch onto something out in the distance, and then they retract back into your sword, and you see standing beside you your shade. Your shade has once again been returned to you.
Perfect. As I recall him back into me and regain my shadow, Dragon immediately, his face immediately becomes more rejuvenated and not sunken in anymore.
And as you kind of look around, you see that all around you, it's a very, very open space. It's very similar to the sky of the floor when you entered this building. You look around and it's like you're floating in the night sky itself. There are, like I said, billions upon billions of stars. There is galaxies that you can see. And as you look further off into the distance, you can barely make it out. But way off in the distance, there is two things. There is a very large key that seems to be just floating far from you, and set behind that seems to be another large opening in the shape of a door, but it looks like there's some sort of scenery in it, too far to make out, but in the same general direction as that key. And as everybody go ahead and make Arcana or Perception checks too, whichever you prefer.
Perception. 15.
Or you said?
Arcana or Perception, yeah.
Cool.
What you got, Pax? Got them good rolls? Yeah, 13. All the rolls. All three. That's funny.
Oh my god.
Right. Burn them now. You guys kind of see, not coming in your general direction, but off in the distance, kind of off to your left, way in the distance, there is a very large creature that it looks kind of like a whale, but much larger. Kind of floating or swimming, you're not quite sure, but maneuvering through this giant open area where you are. And you start to hear different cacophony of sounds and noises of things that seem much, much larger, and some a lot further away from where you are, but you start to feel some noises like the deep rumblings in your gut, like you are in something else's home, but you don't see anything bar the large creature maneuvering through this space, and the key and the portal past it with some type of scenery in it. And we'll say it's over here.
There's a large beastie over here.
There's a large beastie like over here, off in the distance. Yeah.
Okay. Can I have any discernible features?
It looks like a giant whale, but you can't quite tell what it is.
God. Giant space whale.
Mm-hmm.
And a key in a door shape.
Yeah, something that's in like a door shape, but there's more imagery back behind it, but it's too far from what you can see right now.
Are we able to move on our own? I know where you said we're drifting.
Mm-hmm. As you try to move like you would for swimming or for moving, it doesn't feel like it moves the same way.
Can I do something stupid?
100%.
Can I just chain teleport?
You can certainly try to chain teleport.
You know, echo, poof, echo, poof. Echo,
Okay.
poof.
It slowly does start to get you maneuvering this way.
Chain teleportation.
You guys see Dragon chain teleporting off into the key and the other opening in the distance. What do you all wish to do?
Up on Iggy and try to fly along.
Okay. As Iggy tries to fly, like as you're used to commanding and you're used to maneuvering, Iggy doesn't move in the same way. Iggy seems to be kind of stuck. Almost like the physicality of movement is not the same. Go ahead and roll a Arcana or Survival check for me.
Okey-doke. Let's see. That was a little higher, so we'll do that. Oh, Nikki. Nope.
You don't know why you're unable to. It's as you look around. There's no ground under your feet. Like you're floating in space. But as you try to just force yourself to move, as you've walked basically your whole life, you've swam, you've run, you've jumped. It doesn't seem that physically moving is something that is possible right now. You're not like being held by magic or anything. You just because your arms can sway and your legs can sway and you can maneuver in place, but you can't seem to be able to put one foot in front of the other and maneuver through this space. There's nothing with which to grab onto, it seems.
Well, I'll holler up to Dragon and say, be safe up there. I don't think we can follow. Maybe?
We might be able to follow. It's just in very, She kind of, like, looks down at Simon, who's probably still, like, halfway on his back.
He's still just backflipping.
Oh, yeah. She's like, I suppose we'll have to do it his way. If we can get some form of, or attempt of momentum going, we might be able to essentially doggy roll our way. If he can do it, we can do it. Can I try to roll like Simon?
Sure. Go ahead and roll me. I don't know, a acrobatics at disadvantage.
Sure. It's a 5.
You try, but you're just. While Simon makes it look very, very easy, it's not. It's just not working the same way for you. You know how to somersault. You know how to roll around, but it just isn't working the same. You can mentally communicate with Simon, right?
Yeah.
You can understand him?
Yeah.
You hear in your head, Simon just says, all you have to do is think about it, or however Simon's voice is, because I can't duplicate that. You basically hear him say, just think like me, and then you can be like me. Now, Simon's not moving very fast. He's moving, like, quite slow compared to how he normally moves when he runs, less than half, but he's still able to he's very slowly at this point, like, just rotating and just following Dragon. Just moving this way very slowly, but he's making his way. So yeah, think like a derpy dog.
Think. You just see both of her, like, plate-covered hands just go to her face, and she kind of, like, rubs her forehead a little bit, and then she turns to the group, and she's like, apparently you have to think like a dog. That's Simon's advice.
Think like a dog.
He likes chicken. I can tell you he talks about that often. I suppose... I suppose the first instinct that Naomi would have would be to try to clear her mind to be as empty as possible.
Very fair.
She knows her dog. And then she would try to move.
Okay. let's see. You move much slower than you're used to moving, but you rotate a little bit and you move. And as you keep thinking, you rotate a little bit more and you move. And you see Simon slowly going this way too. So, yeah, you start slowly following in Simon's footsteps and thinking about how to be like a dog, and you just start slowly barrel rolling behind Dragon.
I will just very softly call back to them. Think like a dog and kind of think about nothing, because that is very much how Simon is. And then she
I'd empty this roll.
just continue to roll
Awesome.
along her merry way.
Hence the somersault, so it makes sense now.
There you go. There you go. Alright. And Thea, how do you wish to move, or do you wish to move? What do you wish to do?
I feel like Gleba's gonna try to do the rolly thing along with his friendo Simon.
Okay. Gleba can probably do that without problem.
Okay,
see.
good.
Let me double check something on Gleba right fast. Oh yeah, Gleba does it, but in a slower fashion, because Gleba's smaller. So Gleba just starts Gleba in their slimy roll. Limbs just extended are just imagine if you the sticky frogs that you can throw at the walls and they're splat out. That's basically Gleba, but slowly trying to do a cartwheel in space and not going very fast, but they're moving.
That works.
Yeah. I will tell you that they are moving 5 feet per movement.
Love it.
Very slow.
I'm gonna try to sort of swim through the air and see if that does much. Doggy paddle.
Okay, so you're just gonna try the physical action of doggy paddling?
Yeah, I'll try that.
Okay.
Because she said move like a dog.
Alright, go ahead and roll a survival check. So as you try to doggy paddle, it doesn't seem like the physical action of doggy paddling is doing anything for you, but the harder you think about, okay, I gotta move, I gotta swim, I can do this, we're good, you start to move, and about 15 feet per movement, you're moving, but as soon as you stop thinking about, you're like, oh, I can swim, this is cool, you just kind of stop. But when you go back to thinking about the doggy paddling, it does transport you slowly forward. So you're able to doggy paddle a little bit as you think about it. Pax, you can go ahead and give me, we'll say, another Arcana or a Survival at advantage as you're watching your cohort do these ridiculous transportation methods.
Let's try the Arcana at advantage. Yep. Well, that's a little better.
So you realize that based on where you are and how movement is being affected by your environment, that you're very likely in a place known as the astral plane or the astral sea, and you know that the way that you move isn't through physical interaction and motion, it's through thought. And you can just think to move, and you could move. You just think that you're going forward, and you'll go forward. So mechanically, the way it works is you can move your intelligence score as your movement while you're in the astral sea. So except for Simon and the familiars, I gave them their modifier, not their score, because they're moving. Same with Naomi. I also gave you your score, not your modifier. So the players have their score, the familiars have their modifier, or the familiars would just never go anywhere. Right. So because they're negatives. But yeah, so you guys can move as long as you think about it. You can either explain this to them, or you can watch Naomi continuously try and roll, and Thea doggy paddle through the astral sea.
I will explain.
Okay.
I'll explain. See, look! And you can pirouette as well. But yes. Think real hard. And think with clarity.
Mm-hmm.
That's the key.
And you guys just see Pac just pirouetting through space as you guys are doggy paddling and somersaulting.
Zoom.
Zoom, zoom, zoom. But you eventually, Dragon getting there first, since he can just pop, 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 teleport there using his shade to do so. You guys eventually do get to this key, which looked very large from the distance, but it turns out it's about the size of your hand. It is a large door key. And as you all approach this space over here, just gonna slide you up here. You see there is another portal about the same size as the one that you came through. And looking through this portal, you see a cityscape. You see, as you focus and you listen, you hear the bustling sounds of machinery, of people, of storefronts. You can smell some of the oil and smoke and waste that's out in the city streets. As you're focusing and you're sitting and you're staring and you're kind of taking this in, Naomi, you recognize this place. You recognize this as the capital city of the Motalian theocracy of Kark. You have been here before. This is where you first stopped at after getting this mission from the king of the Swiftwinese Empire. You stopped down in Kark to resupply, to make sure all of your soldiers were rested and ready to go and armed up correctly before you made your way to the airship where you were chasing Valista, trying to hunt them down. So you recognize this as that city. You haven't spent a whole bunch of time there, but you spent enough that with your background you know your areas that you've been to for lots of different reasons. But you recognize it, and as you kind of look around, you see the portal that you guys came through is starting to drift further and further away, and it seems like it's getting a little bit smaller.
There. If we head there, we can get back. I know that area. I have connections there. I can get us to where we need to go.
Is it an open portal, or does this key need to be put into the portal?
There is no key slot. It does not look like this key is for this portal. It looks like this key... Roll me a history check real fast.
I'll do it for you. Because you asked for it.
Mm-hmm.
Nice!
This key looks in same design as the build of the double doors that were in the main building that you just came out of.
Boy, do we have an option now. I would let everyone know that.
Mm-hmm. And you know that in that building where you were, there... So here's how your choices are laid out. You have the capital city of Kark at this portal, which you believe that's what this is, in front of you. That if the portal works the same as the one that you used to get to the Astral Sea, it could take you there. You also know that going back through the previous portal, the building where you were, most likely on the other side of those doors that you could not get through, because they were locked or unable to be opened at the time, there is very likely the guy who has been restarting the Shadow Flu and creating plagues throughout the region where you just were. So, you can go and fulfill Kathy's request, or you can go to Kark.
I am about to flip the script, and, well, not in the way you think, but I am, Dragon would absolutely take the key knowing this. He would look at everyone, explain that, and basically be like, I am not letting my people down, and he is going to think about moving, and he's going to take full sprint off back, if possible, back towards the previous portal, pulling his teleportation shenanigans while running. He's like racing to the portal.
Okay. You can think and teleport and move the distance of your teleport speed plus your intelligence score. So, through the sea. So, Dragon explains this very quickly, and then takes off. You guys still have your choice of what you wish to do.
Just gonna
I guess we
for, like, the
follow?
previous
Question
portal.
mark.
What was that?
I guess we follow, question mark, says Pax, looking to Anthea and Naomi.
I don't know.
Miss Anthea, what do you think?
I think we could
Did
follow
we
along.
lose? Oh, there we are.
Sorry, I think I was muted for a second on my end.
So, a little bit.
Just a little bit.
I agree. They were kind to us. They need help, and we definitely have the ability to assist and possibly end this. I think it is worth remembering that the power that is making this ability for us to return may be linked to the person who's causing that destruction. So there is a possibility that if we go back, we will need to find a different way home. If we're all in agreement on that, then we must make haste and catch up with Dragon.
Seems like the wisest plan.
So you're chasing Dragon back through the portal? Or trying to catch him to get to the portal before it shrinks?
Yeah.
Okay.
I believe so.
Alright. As you guys think very quickly, now that you've gotten kind of the hang of how move here, you can dash with your thinking movement, and you see that Dragon, who is a little bit ahead of you at this point, catches the portal and just slides right on through. The portal seems to kind of freeze for a second, like it's not getting any bigger or any smaller as he passes through. Then as you approach a few seconds later, you can one by one, familiars in hand, make your way back into the facility. And as you start to make your way through, you see that the portal itself stops shrinking. It still warbles, but as you step through, it seems that it's almost like it's leaking out into this hallway, and that now the ground beneath you, which was stone, seems to look similar to what the floor when you first entered looked like. It's starting to gain these reds and purples and blues and blacks, and these stars are all kind of appearing on the ground, and it slowly starts to breach its way out this way a little bit at a time until you see it reaches the far room up here and just goes under the bottom of the door frame and fills that door, and then slips out into the main foyer as well. The portal itself does not seem to change in shape or size at this point.
Okay.
Interesting.
We can go back. We've stabilized this. Or to stabilize itself.
Good. Let us make haste.
Okay.
Stepping on Gleba.
Don't do that.
Let me move Glebes.
Dragon, do you have light or dark vision? I can't remember.
No, which is why I was about to say, someone with light, please, dear Lord, come into this room.
I'll cast light on.
Add it up.
I think,
myself.
yeah, you have light on yourself, and I think Anthea has light on herself.
Help! Simon's stuck in a wall!
Yeah. Dancing
Help.
lights or something. Oh no, Simon!
Simon, yay! Okay, there.
This was key door.
There, yep. So I don't think you need to have the aura around you, because I think I have it permeating from other people can just see it off of you. Yeah, so you don't have to have that 24 aura around you, Pax, because it just automatically permeates for yourself and everybody else. So
Look, I get a little light.
You do.
Aw, I can
So
I can see your light as you move. Like it's
Yep.
just
Yeah.
ever so slightly different for me. That's really cute.
Yeah. Yep, you don't need that one, Pax, because everybody sees your light and it moves with you. So
Yay.
so as you
You are so brilliant, Pax, that you light us all up.
So as you
Never
go and you see
Yay.
now that there has
Stuck in the
been
wall.
you're stuck in the wall. Oh no.
So many people
Um,
stuck in the wall.
You see now that there is a keyhole appeared in the door where you didn't quite see one before on the left side. And as you insert this key, you can put it in and you turn it, and the key itself seems to get absorbed into the door, and the keyhole disappears, and the sconce to the left lights up and stays lit. The one on the right, however, is not currently lit up, and I can't get rid of that art, but you know. So this one right here is currently lit up and staying lit, whereas the one on the right is not. And the door itself is still locked.
That newly implemented light option.
Oh yeah, can I do that? Probably. I'm just gonna do this real fast. Get myself a little light. You guys can continue. I will find a token.
No, game stops until we have light. Was it DM? Isn't it the little torch thing on the sidebar? That's the new thingy, right?
Oh, is it? Are you right?
You just place it.
Boop.
Boom!
Here you go.
Look at all that light.
How much does it give you? 22. Yeah, that's right. That's about right for light. So you see now that that there is some light in this room, and that sconce is staying lit.
Does the door not open?
Nope, does not.
Oh,
Whoa.
bother. Whoa. Hello,
Orange.
colored light. Hello,
Yep.
themed light. Awesome.
You hear the unlock sound as that keyhole disappeared, and the light appears and stays lit on that left-hand sconce, but the door itself still does not budge. And as you look a little closer now, you see that a second keyhole in the right door has appeared,
Oh.
looking like it is requiring the same as before.
Looks like we have one more door to try.
This door, as you remember from exploring it yesterday, is locked. So if you wish, you can try and picklock it, you can try and kick it down, you can try and open this door in whatever methodology you so choose.
You know, kicking always works with people who have high athletics.
Tell me.
I'll try to put a steel gauntlet shoe against that.
All right. Roll me a athletics check as you just try and open this door with sheer force.
15.
Let me see how strong this door is. You just wind up after feeling like inspired and very well rested. Like your body feels the best it's felt in, as you said, a very long time. And you just like wham, punch this door right above or right below the doorknob, and it just swings open. You hit it so hard and so clean that as you look where the door shuts, the actual locking mechanism and the part where the door goes flush against the frame is not broken. You just punched it through it, and it's complete. The door itself is still locked, but you just forced it open. It could still be used. It's still a door. Let me take off the door real fast, because you need door.
Bye bye door.
Yeah.
You no
Maybe.
longer exist.
If it lets me grab it.
You might have to zoom in like hella.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna have to take this. There it is. There you go.
Oh my
What
god,
is
what
that?
the hell is that? It's an abomination. And a spider.
As you look in here, it looks like
Ooh.
there are many large humanoid and some larger and some smaller like test tubes of like big glass cylinders. The majority of them having different creatures in them. Everything from animals to humanoids to weird abominations of the two. This here being this weird six-limbed, two-clawed creature that looks like somebody took a normal human and crossed it with like a crab and a spider and forged them all together. And they're floating in this weird, like, greenish, brownish, just fluid. So. But as you look around, this does look like a storage room, storing all of these things, all of these creatures. It does look... those of you who are looking close at this thing, roll me an investigation check.
Okay, so these things are all like in vacuum
Investigation.
tanks.
Okay.
Yeah, they're all in sealed tanks. Yeah, but they're all like glass or the plexiglass that you can see through.
Knowledge from the past isn't really going to
Oof.
add anything to this. Although I haven't used it yet, so I'll knowledge of the past. I'll use my
Okay.
knowledge from past life.
Okay,
So roll a d6 and add that to the 7.
so 10. Okay. And Thea, are you coming in to investigate, or are you staying out there?
I'll come in and investigate as well if I'm not running over Iggy.
Nah, he'll float.
Okay, cool.
Pass you on the
I will
head and
duck
fly
under.
by.
I'll duck. Oh no, I'm stuck.
People
I will
getting
duck
stuck in
under
walls.
Iggy and get stuck in the wall.
Darn you,
Hello,
Will.
hello.
Alright, roll me an investigation.
Okay, sorry.
Oh, you're fine.
Yep.
Wow.
Okay.
Naomi,
Let's
you see,
investigate.
after you all were like confused as to why, one, this room is called storage, and two, there's like all these weird like machinations of weird abominable creatures in here. You see that as this thing is floating in front of you, this larger test subject, because this one compared to the others is the largest, so in the creature size, this one would be between like a large and a huge, and everything else is between like small to medium. Those things are just really, really big. And as you look at it, you see as this thing kind of turns, you see there's a like this almost incision site across its abdomen that goes left to right across its entirety, and it's starting to come open a little bit, and you see that there is a glint of something just as it's turning. You catch it off of the little bit of dim light that is in here, and the light that Pax and Thea are permeating. You see a glint of something right inside of its suture sites in its abdomen, and it just keeps floating in circles.
Okay.
I will point that out. Can I roll a medicine check to see if it's still alive?
Sure.
Hacha.
It could be. You don't know.
Can I do the same? I was actually going to ask that. Can I do the same?
Mm-hmm.
Because I'm curious if it's dead or not.
Sure.
Oh my god.
Hey.
Knowledge of the past life!
Hey.
You're not sure. It could be, but its eyes are not open, and it doesn't seem to be having any like reactive movements to you being there.
I want to put my hand on
cursed.
the glass.
So cursed.
Right.
Anything?
Put your hand on the glass. Nope. No reaction. The glass, however, does feel lukewarm. Not cold like you expected it to be. Because the general temperature in this place is like cooler, almost like if you opened a fridge and stood outside of it for like 5 or 6 feet away for about 5 seconds, that cool chill that you get, that's generally what this whole place has felt like, except for the cherry blossom room. This glass itself feels a little lukewarm, like not enough that it's like hot, but enough that the temperature difference is noticeable on your flesh.
Neat.
Are all these tubes filled with something?
Mm-hmm. They all have something different.
And this is the big boy.
That's the big one.
My first instinct is shatter the glass.
Is there, like, looking around the container that it's in, is there, like, a button or a switch or a lever that would possibly drain it?
As you look around with your passive insight, since you're looking for something specifically and you kind of have an idea just based on your knowledge of what you're looking for. You do see that towards the bottom there is a couple of buttons. One says evacuate, and one says open. Both of them in common.
Okay.
I did just think of an idea. I will point out the buttons, but then I will turn and go, Sir Pax, do you think you could try to do the mind brain thing?
Oh yeah, message.
Yes.
Massage.
Alright, so you send a
Yes,
message to this thing.
Yeah.
What do you say?
I'll say, hello, we come in peace seeking knowledge. Do you understand me?
The rest of you, and yourself included, you see no reaction from this floating creature, and you feel no response mentally from this
We're
creature.
on the line. Hello, we come in peace and knowledge. Hello.
You just
Then a few minutes just being like, hot, cold, hot, cold.
you get
No?
no responses from any of them.
I'll stop after 4 or 5 and be like, either they don't want to or they can't.
Miss Anthea, what do you make of all this?
Well, I'm not really an expert on these kinds of things. I suppose I haven't really seen much like this. I haven't, right?
You've seen experiments before, and you imagine that's what this is, but you can't, without deeper further investigation or notes or some equipment is set up, because this room, other than being just full of storage and these creatures, there's nothing else in here indicating what they are or were doing. But you know this is likely an experiment of some sort, but you don't have enough information to put any type of scientific guess together, or even wild a guess.
There's no like desk or like filing cabinet with
No,
paperwork or
not
notes
in
or
this
anything.
room. Nope, this room is just all storage.
Is it all like monstrosities and abominations and so I completely forget. Is it all monstrosities and like different creatures, or are there any full-on humanoids?
There are there's a few humanoids here. They look like they're in some sort of stasis. They don't look like they're dead. They don't look like they're like you. Their chest isn't rising and falling like a person who is sleeping or breathing is. They just look like they're in some sort of stasis.
Do I recognize any of them?
Roll a history check.
Okay, come on. Not a 7. Okay, well, I guess I should have been specific.
I mean, you got your wish,
Just a
it was granted.
Did get my wish. I might as well knowledge from a past life. Come on. I'm leaving.
You feel a tingle in the back of your brain somewhere, but nothing jumps to your active memory.
What do they look like? Each of the humanoids.
They look to be different ages. There are they seem to be hairless, but aging from like late teens to like a middle age to like an older adult. There's no hair anywhere on them, and the liquid that they're floating in is not all clear. You're really only able to make out, for the humanoids anyway, like the ends of like their hands and their feet, and then like their shoulders up. It looks like they're rotating less in the liquid. It's almost like they are being held in place, but they're still able to float just a little bit back and forth. But everything else kind of seems to be more free flowing and more rotational. I mean, that a lot of the things are smaller than the standard humanoids, so there is more space. But with these, with the humanoids, you notice that the skin that you can see looks to be sickened in a way, but not enough that you could fathom a guess as to what it is. Like, by sickened, I mean it's more, it's very pale. There are patches of like graying and very sunken in portions of their face. It's almost like they're not as full as they should be. Like the bodies themselves have been almost dehydrated, but not to the point of mummified, if that makes sense.
Okay.
While still floating in this
Okay.
weird liquid.
This is such a risk asking this. Can I do a medicine check?
Sure.
Hope, and I'm gonna specify dice. I want higher than a 10.
That's
Okay.
a 11.
Well, all right. I'm gonna use my last one.
14. What are you looking for with medicine?
Can I, like, do they seem... Is it a sickness that I would recognize, or is it like a sickness that is quote-unquote attacking them because of their time in this liquid? Like, is it the common flu? Do I know if it's the common flu or something else?
As you look at these humanoids, from young to old, you see that the wear and tear on their bodies escalates as they get older. It's almost like whatever they are afflicted with has been evolved between them. Either there are two conclusions that you have, two trains of thought, and you can decide which one your character wants to follow, but these are the two trains of thought that you're having as you look at these, how these humans specifically, these humanoids specifically, are being affected or have been affected prior to, or whatever is in these tubes. You don't know if they're being affected by what's in there or from before, but you see that the youngest of the humanoids looks most full of life and most capable of being alive, while still in the stasis, having no hair anywhere that you can see. They look least afflicted. It looks like whatever they are afflicted with, however, when you look towards the middle-aged humanoid, they look to be more afflicted. Similar in that their face is starting to get a little bit more sunken. Their skin is starting to be a little very white and patches of gray. And it looks like their digits are almost starting to meld together, almost. And as you look towards the eldest of the humanoids, you see that they, while thin and looking skeletal, that you can still tell that they are in fact just an older humanoid. So the combination of age and whatever it is that they're afflicted with has progressed to this point that it doesn't look like they would be able to be saved. But you don't know if it's was caused by outside forces before being placed in these tubes, or whatever is in this tube with them.
Okay, so I will reach into like my pouch or whatever and pull out the book I was given, and I flip to like an empty page, and I start writing all of this down while simultaneously telling everyone in the room about what I know.
Okay. So you guys all listen to Dragon's train of thoughts on what he's kind of thinking this could be. But I mean, there's no clear evidence in where you are to give you any specifics or give you any true indicator of what this is or is not. So this is kind of what he's putting together with the little bit of information that you guys have all shared so far.
So what's the plan?
Well, this thing has the key, from what I can see. So I assume getting inside of its container is going to be our best avenue, and essentially what we need to do. There are two buttons here. I'm assuming open would probably be the more lucrative option. But I would just ask that everybody remain ready as I press it, because not too sure what could come of it. Dragon, if I press the button, do you think you and your echo might be able to catch it in case it is no longer in case it's dead, so it doesn't at least spill onto the floor.
I think so, yes. And Alex, I have a question.
Mm-hmm.
How much space is in the giant tube this creature is in? Is it like fully taking up its like the entire glass container?
It's probably 90% filling it. It's enough that it's slowly rotating. It's not doing like it's not rotating vertically or anything. It's just kind of like floating left to right, just kind of slowly turning water or the liquid.
So you wouldn't say that there's any unoccupied space within the container?
No, there's not.
Okay, I had to try.
You're fine.
I will. Yeah, I don't know where it'd be, but I'd position myself to get ready, and I'll summon my echo to be able to catch this thing if anything goes wrong.
Okay.
Boom, yeah.
All right, so I'll just put you right there. Yep. So you're gonna press the open button on the container.
Yep.
As you press the open button, you hear a hiss, and then steam kind of roils out from underneath as the glass tubing itself seems to, instead of lifting up, it almost like rolls in on itself, and it opens like cylindrically from the front to the back, and you see all the glass panes kind of come together as one, and all the liquid that's in this fall out onto the ground, and this giant creature just flumps right out to the three of you. And it is not light. It is multiple hundreds of pounds heavy. But the three of you, being ready for it and being stronger characters and having your echo, you can catch it before it falls and lands on anyone does anything. And the liquid itself smells vile and putrid, almost like it has been in there too long. Almost like if you take stagnant water, mix it with a bunch of really just decomposed materials together. It's like a really bad stew, which in a weird way, Anthea, smells welcoming to you because of the decomposition aspect of it, and you know a lot about decomposition. But this creature falls on the three of you, and you catch it and can lay it to the ground without much trouble. And you see now where the incision sites were that go from its left to right on its abdomen. It seems that whatever had been practicing whatever form of medicine this might be on this creature did not. It tried to complete the suture sites, but they were slowly starting to come apart due to the flesh around the sites themselves starting to just not stand up to time. And you see glinting inside of it is a large key.
Boy, here I go doing risky things that might lead to a roll. Only because I'm curious. Does this thing look like it used to be human?
No, it does not.
Okay, so it was always monster.
It was, yes, you don't know what kind, but it does not look like it has any humanoid kind of aspects to it.
Okay. Time to carve into this thing and get that key then.
Yes, let's.
Okay. So, very easily, as you take a blade or sharp edge and just go right along the suture sites, they just fall apart. It was already in the process of the site coming apart at the seams anyway. And you see inside now there aren't much in the way of internal organs or any innards in any solid pieces. It's a lot of it's just kind of become liquefied, or at least like sockwood, like a Wendy's Frosty almost, like a pudding.
Oh.
And you
like a Wendy's Frosty. That's two different foods.
and you reach in and you pull out this goop covered key, the same size as the one that you previously obtained.
And if we safely put it on the ground, I'd recall my echo.
Yeah, you can do that. Pew.
Pew.
Pew, 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 pew. All right. You guys have this key now, and you have this fallen apart body. Yeah.
Let's let's at least put it back. I know this really isn't our place, but I'd prefer not to leave it a shambling mess if possible. I say as I look towards the door. Like, oh.
As you push it back up into the cylinder where it fell, as you look down now, you see that open has switched to saying close.
Oh.
And as you press the close button, the reverse happens in that the glass tube comes out from the back, makes a seal. The top comes over top like a submarine top, and you hear a hiss, and all the seams of the glass seam magically reseal. And then you see from below, a bunch of liquid just fills this tube. This liquid, however, going from the green-brown that was before, this seems to be more of a clear fluid. So just your knowledge of how liquid can become stagnant, you would imagine that this creature had been in there for a very long time to be able to have the liquid turn to what it was before. But it is more of a clear base liquid at this time. It still does not react in any way. It doesn't respond to you in any way. It just kind of floats there now. So more cut open than before.
Oh, look gross.
Mm-hmm. All right. What do you want to do?
Information.
Mission
Yes.
accomplished, I suppose. At least we didn't leave it a mess. Dragon, do you want to open the door?
Let's get to it.
All right.
Simon,
Plop.
come
The way and
along.
look them in the head.
Blip, blip,
Simon,
blip.
why you move without me?
So you insert that key into the second lock, and similar to the first, the key is absorbed into the lock disappears, and the second sconce also... Oh, did it not go? Come here. Oh, that's why. You gotta actually click it, not just drag it. The second sconce lights up, and we're gonna go with this color. Bam. Oh, you're very bright.
Hi, God. Jesus.
Oh, hi, God. It's me, your boy.
It's me, your boy. I'm blind.
Is
I'll
right.
put you guys over here too. Wow, here's even more brightness with Pax coming in.
Good lord.
As you insert the second key, the sconce lights up, filling the room. Now when you look at the floor, you see that it very much looks like the Astral Sea where you just were, with these purples and these oranges and these reds and blues, and it looks very pretty and very reminiscent of where you just were from. And after a couple seconds of waiting with anticipation, we're going to take a quick 5-minute break and then we'll be back.
Ah!
Hanger.
Yay.
Cliffhangers.
Mm-hmm.
Alright, so be back on the 16 mark.
Yeah.
Be back in 5.
Okay. As you guys see the sconce light up the additional colored light, making that room look more astral sea-ish, the door, you hear the seal break, and you see some smoke, or dust more so, come out from behind it. And you get these smells of like a laboratory. And as the door opens, you can see into what looks to be a laboratory of sorts. Yeah. You can enter in whatever order you choose.
Blip.
Make me a dexterity saving throw, Dragon.
Oh shit.
Oh.
You see Naomi as Dragon steps through. Out of nowhere, this rope seems to wrap around his leg and both of his ankles and flip him upside down and yeet him up 3 feet in the air. And you are hanging upside down by your ankles, completely restrained, Dragon, by this
But
rope
my hands
snare.
are free.
You're completely, basically it wrapped you by your ankles, and then the rope, like a snake, crawled up and is binding you, and you are restrained.
Okay.
So you are now hanging upside down, restrained, unable to move.
Well, it doesn't say anything about having to use my hands, so echo teleport.
Okay. You pull your echo out, and you basically teleport to right there, and you guys now see underneath, where Dragon stepped, there is a triggered snare trap, and the rope just kind of falls to the ground.
Mm-hmm.
He did put his keys in rather peculiar places, but do tread lightly.
Maybe some more light up here, please.
I'll creep towards the door and offer some light, hopefully.
I will say in here there are there's a couple lights. There's one on
Oh,
this
there we
table,
go. Pax
and
is
there's
Okay.
one on this table.
Ah!
So
Alright,
there
well,
are a few lights in this room. I'm not going to make these different colors because they're just effectively.
And are all these tables accurate? There's stuff, there's notes and everything?
Mhm.
Sorry.
Because I want to immediately begin, rifling through notes and finding just anything and everything. I'm looking for details about this person's work, details about the shadow flu, stuff that I can bring back to the village.
Okay, so while you're doing that, go ahead and roll me investigation checks right here, just so you're kind of between some tables. So you roll me an investigation check on that, and then we'll just go down the line. Pax, what are you
I'm
doing?
gonna strangle someone!
Investigation,
Wow.
right?
What are you doing, Pax? You're investigating too? Okay. So you guys are looking together for more notes on this. And Thea and Naomi, what are you two doing?
Yeah, I'd also like to look at the equipment and notes and try to use my knowledge of laboratories or science
Okay.
to help me out with that.
All right. So you can basically the three of you will say are looking together. So you can all roll investigations at this point. You can all roll them at advantage, since you're all kind of group checking.
Oh, I can roll
use,
again?
Like, Arcana or something?
You can do survival or nature if you want.
Okay.
Am I allowed to roll again? Is that
Yeah. You and Pax can roll again.
Boy, I can't wait to get another 7 with my +5.
At Thea, you can roll at advantage too.
Oh, I thought Pax
sweet.
was you. I was gonna die.
I'm upset.
22!
So Anthea helping the two of you, she's very familiar with laboratories and experiments and like the science side of things. And so when you kind of point out what it is that you're looking for, Anthea helps you find, we'll say you find 2 journals worth of notes describing creation of the shadow flu and a few other things. But what languages do you speak?
Me?
Mm-hmm.
Abyssal, Common, Elvish, Sylvan.
You don't understand all of what is in it, though. It is in some languages that you don't understand immediately. So you'll have to take some time with these journals, and you'll have to study them and look specifically for more information related to your quandary.
I would absolutely be doing that.
Okay, so we'll say you have 2 books of laboratory notes, or 2 journals of laboratory notes.
Okay, I'm gonna add that to my backpack.
Cool. Naomi, what are you doing as the 3 of them are investigating?
Is there anything around that looks like it would have belonged to who we're looking for? Is there a cloak? Is there, maybe a very used quill or things of that nature?
Let me see how far your vision takes you. I think, yeah. So you see up here, there is a small burning candle on like the little metal carrier thing, because I can't remember what those things are called that you can carry a candle around a room with. It's sitting on the desk. The candle looks. No, that's the one that hangs. I'm talking about the single, like from A Christmas Carol. They carry around like the single candle holder thing.
Candlesticks?
No, I'll look it up later. But so you see on this table up here, there is a currently burning candle, about 3/4 of the way burned, sitting on this desk, with looks to be a few books, one of them open, and there is on this chair here, there is a cloak strewn over the back of it. And you can piece together that if you were to arrive at somebody's home and saw you or somebody home. So.
I don't know if my connection just went weird for a second, but could you repeat that last sentence, please?
Oh, you would, based on what you've observed, you would know that if you were to approach somebody's home with the setup as I described on that desk over there, that you would assume that somebody is home.
Okay.
So while they're investigating, you see that, and your gut tells you there's somebody here.
Yeah. I would slowly turn to the group and say, looks like he is here. So everybody be on your guard, be on the lookout for, and she kind of like gestures towards the sprung trap. The candle is fresh, and there is a cloak there. And I will look down to Simon and say, go over there, get the scent, and track.
Okay. As you send Simon, before Simon quite makes it all the way to his destination, you hear a voice come through, kind of filling the entirety of the space. And it says, "I see I have intruders in my home. Explain yourselves or else you get one shot. Why are you here?"
We mean no intrusion. We are explorers of a kind, looking to uncover a mystery of a strange planet, and we found ourselves in your domain.
So you feel that exploring into somebody else's home is right. Without question, you can enter into somebody else's abode without pre-obtained permissions or any type of forewarning. You believe you can just intrude upon me and my work at your leisure?
In all fairness, we haven't gone too far in, and someone left keys strewed about.
Oh, yes, that's my security system, which you have clearly gone out of your way to obtain the keys to. So clearly what this indicates to me is that you are attempting to break into my home, which you have successfully done, mind you. And obviously you sprung the snare trap, which I have there for my own immediate protection, and awareness of if somebody enters into my lab unwelcomed.
In all fairness, we did knock prior and no one answered.
So that just gives you all rights to walk into my home?
When
If nobody's home, do you just walk
out,
into... You could have left. That would have been the appropriate thing to do. The polite thing to do. The professional and respectful thing to do, and then request an audience. But just breaking in because someone doesn't answer your door is not how that's...
Well, there was no way to request an audience except to enter, so here we are requesting an audience.
Your audience is denied. Please leave.
But we have come so far. We travel from a different realm.
Where does it sound like the voice is coming from?
It's kind of permeating from all around. Like, you can hear it kind of booming through the entirety of the floor where you are. But you can see, well, you can't really see because your angle, but if you move over, maybe you can from here. No, you can't because there's no light. But you see that the light does not permeate around this corner or around this corner up here. But it does sound like the voice is probably focused somewhere above you. You can see, I think, Naomi, you can probably see it. Yeah, there are stairs over on both sides. So you know that whoever's speaking is not downstairs with you. You assume that whoever's speaking, they've got to be upstairs somewhere. And their voice is through.
Has Simon made it to the cloak?
Yes, Simon is at the cloak.
Can Simon start tracking the smell while this conversation is happening?
Yeah, Simon can certainly try that.
Cool.
You can send him up either side of the stairs that you wish.
She would send him up this way because she has eyes on that area.
Okay. You don't get to see through Simon, correct?
Correct. I do not. I have the telepathic communication with him though.
Does Simon have dark vision?
I actually don't know that. Let me grab his character sheet. No.
If I
Gleba on his head, because Gleba has dark vision.
If I look up, is there anything above us?
The light does not. So basically, it looks like here there's a set of stairs, and there's a set of stairs over here. You all can see both sets of stairs, but it looks like the way the architecture of this room, the light doesn't permeate more than about 10 feet up. So either the light itself doesn't just reach that high, or there's something blocking the light from getting up there.
Okay, well, I'm gonna do something funky. I'm gonna use this for the first time. I'm going to touch an amulet that I have around my neck. And if you would say I know the command word, because it doesn't take a charge to do the first one, I will activate my gem of brightness to shine bright light in a 30-foot radius and dim light for an additional 30.
Okay. As you guys are standing there, watching Gleba on top of Simon, which is not uncommon. This is the first time you've seen this, Dragon. You've seen some funny things, but you've never seen a frog on a dog go on a scouting mission before. But frog and dog go up one set of stairs, and Dragon, you shine really, really bright light, kind of everywhere. There's no tint. Ooh, what color you want? What color you want this to be?
Give me a nice blue.
All right, I'll do a soft blue. Yeah, I don't know if that really is soft blue, but
It's like white, but I'll take it.
cool. Yeah, so you guys see this soft blue light kind of permeate through the area.
Oh, you know what? I'm dumb. Let's tie it to my background. Can you make it golden?
Sure.
I'm sorry.
No, you're fine. Let me find this. It's gonna be. There's not
May?
really a gold. It's gonna be
Yellow's
May. It's gonna be
fine.
that color. So yeah, you light this up.
I'm also. I would like to begin walking up the other staircase.
Okay, so you walk that way. You have Frog and Dog up the other way. Pax, what are you doing as? So you stay at the bottom of the stairs real fast.
I guess I would. I think I would stay at the bottom of the stairs. Stay here with the group.
Okay. All right.
Seems
And then-
safer and less against hospitality rules.
Okay. So you guys are basically just going to scout up there? You think?
Yeah, can I say something as they're scouting?
Yeah, absolutely.
I'll kind of try to call out to the voice and just say as a fellow scholar and scientist, I assure you we're not here to destroy or interrupt your research. We're simply just travelers trying to find our way home. So please, if you could help us in any way, that would be appreciated.
I can send you home if it will get you out of my lab and out of my hair and leave me to work.
You can send us home?
I can send you... I assume by home you mean you're not from this plane.
It's not.
I've traveled many a plane. I can send you to wherever I choose.
And we're also trying to figure out the shadow flu stuff too, right?
Mm-hmm.
Hmm.
Just leave me to my work. And as they say that, you hear them say, Joram, Haslam, take our guests and escort them out of the building. They are no longer welcome. They are no longer needed.
No.
Get them out. You see Dragon, this thing, start to walk your way, and I'm just gonna... Here, I'm gonna put you over here just so you can see it. But that's what you see through Froggy's
I have
eyes.
dark vision on.
So, yep.
I don't have light.
Oh.
He's supposed to have dark vision.
I
Sorry.
know what they are.
There you go.
Oh boy.
That's what you see from... Yep. So you see that. I'm put you back here just because you were looking through her eyes. But that's what you see, and you see that the two creatures start to walk. One of them walks pretty close to you, Dragon, and they're just kind of like trying to shuffle you out. And they start to try and shuffle Gleba and Simon down the stairs as well. Do you, since Simon is effectively the transport, do you want Simon to resist being pushed, or do you want him to allow himself to just be herded?
He will allow himself to be herded. Like, it takes a little bit of like pushing, but he will start to obnoxiously cry and whine and bark in the direction of the person who's shooing them out and try to play the like pitiful dog. Help me! Like that type of card.
All right. Well, you see as you wait and you hear Simon just start to complain and whine. You see, or you hear Anthea explaining this. So as Anthea is looking through Gleba's eyes, she can speak with you, but as you can't. If you respond to her, she's not going to hear anything because she's effectively blind and deaf. But
I'm just yelling.
she's just screaming this. There's no quiet.
Hey Naomi!
And you see at this point too. You see that they have been herded down the stairs by this.
What the fuck is that?
Just
It's a
by
big
this-
ugly thing, Naomi.
by this big like.
It's really big.
It is a big thing. It's this weird frog humanoid looking creature. See if it shows up.
Bullywug?
It's that. You see that kind of herding Simon and Gleba down the stairs, and you see one that approaches you, Dragon, and it's just kind of like trying to shoo you out of the way. Then you hear the voice once more, and it says, "You have one chance to leave. If you do not leave, I will have to take the appropriate security measures. So, once again, please leave." And what were you going to do?
Am probably gonna make things bad for us. Is what I'm about to do.
I want to do something comically funny and see if it works.
Okay.
Well-
What do you want to do, Dragon?
So
Sure.
as it walks towards me, because I have plans here. So the journals detailed the shadow flu. This is dude's laboratory. This is dude's place. What was his name? Like freaking
Alistair?
Jeff.
Alistair?
Not even close to Jeff.
Yeah.
Close.
It's Jeff.
Jeff's
So
nickname.
this is dude's place.
That would seem to be what you would believe, yes.
And voice is probably dude.
Probably.
So I'm a fighter. I'm a swift boy. As this thing approaches, I am definitely, letting my presence be known. I'm talking out loud to said voice, and I'm if you would allow me, I'm trying to do all of these, the way I'm picturing it is I'm trying to do these things in a quick, swift motion. So I am talking. I'm saying, justice must be served, Alistair. You've destroyed villages, you've destroyed lives, and that will go on for no longer. And as I say this, I summon my echo behind this creature, and I would try to go in for a flurry of blows with my sword. I'm not a monk, but...
So I will say that you can say that and summon your echo, but that would be all you'd be able to do for now.
Well, then I would also be visibly drawing my sword.
Okay.
And,
Yep. You
I'm
just have
letting it be known that I am going to cut this thing down.
Okay. While that's happening, Naomi, what was your comically funny thing you want to do, which is happening simultaneously?
Oh, at the same time, I was gonna be like, all right, we will leave peacefully, but I'm just going to throw this out there. My dog is very friendly. If you would like to come and say hi and pet a dog, who knows how long it's been since you have, I would like to offer that as an apology for entering without permission.
And as you say that, a shadow appears over behind Drake. And you hear...
I summon it behind it.
Oh, that's fine. And you hear them say in response to you really quickly, the last dog I had, I turned into a hellhound, made them do my bidding for me, so, you know. I'm not going to pet your dog, thank you very much. But it seems that you're not going to leave. Make you get out of my house. So we're gonna roll initiative, I guess, since you started the aggressive.
Yeah. Yeah. We suck.
This is what we get for being aggressive. Oh,
Yay,
God.
we're kind of aggressive. Who is Joram?
Oh god.
Joram and Haslam, the minions.
No.
And then
And we have a high level wizard
How
somewhere
dare
sniping
they?
with spells.
Oh.
Fuck.
We are so fucked. Oh no.
That's probably right. Okay, and then we're gonna want probably this. We're gonna do one of these, and hey, it's Haslam's turn. Haslam themselves does not see the aggressive action over here, so Haslam's just going to continue to try and push Simon this way. So if Simon's not resisting, I'm just going to have Simon effectively half of their movement as they get pushed, unless you want him to resist.
He's not. He's still playing the come and pet me, I'm a big
Cool.
derp.
Okay, so basically they move to that position there, and he'll use his full action and movement to just basically push him to right there, and Haslam's like basically right there. So you see now this giant, slimy, up close and personal, froggy humanoided creature just right there in your face. So
Ew.
yeah, it's real gross. Alright, so you can't see them yet, but it is Alistair's turn. He's gonna take some movement. 15, 30, and he is. You can probably. No, you can't. He's gonna throw a spell at you, Mr. Fighter over there. He's gonna. First thing, you see this greenish energy, this beam, kind of come your way, and does a 22 hit.
Yeah.
All right, make me a Constitution save, DC 17.
Did it not go? Oh.
It did, so you got a 12. So you take 5 damage, and you are considered poisoned until the end of...
Oh, I have advantage on being poisoned.
There you go. 20. So, you are not poisoned, but you do take 5 poison damage.
I take half of that because I am resistant.
So you take 3 poison damage, and you feel for a second almost this wave of like nausea come over you, and then you just shake it off. And that is his turn. And now it's Joram's turn. He, seeing you pulling out your sword, it's it's gonna take a bite attack at you and then a tongue lash attack at you.
Gross.
So here's the bite attack of a 12, and here's his tongue lash
Hits.
for 14 bludgeoning damage. Just as you get just whipped by this tongue. Naomi.
Does it look like that creature that is at me, that is at us, are they hostile yet?
They have not made any attack maneuvers yet, but they were also the fastest in initiative. So, based on the fact that you have seen, or you hear that Joram is unsheathing his sword and just you hear a couple of grunts, you could imagine that they're probably going to become hostile soon, but they have not become hostile yet, because there was no hostility prior to them going. At least that they could see. So.
Okay. So we are going to just kind of shuffle Gleba and Simon behind me and essentially just like trade places with them.
Okay.
As kind of like not threatening to that guy, just more like, I'm gonna get the dog out, like let me move. And then as I go to move them out of the way, I reach behind myself and I grab my glaive and I spin around, and as a bonus action, I'm gonna cast Spiritual Shroud.
Ooh.
So until the spell ends, any attack you make deals 1d8 extra damage when you hit a creature within 10 feet of you. So, and it's going to be radiant damage. And then as I turn, I come with a backswing, and I'm going to take 2 strikes at him with my glaive.
Okay.
Yeah, scroll. Here we go. First strike is a 16 to hit.
You swing down, connecting.
11 points of slashing damage plus 5 points of radiant damage, a total of 16 damage.
Okay.
And I am going to use one of my charges of the Guardian Glaive to knock it back 10 feet.
Okay. Just ba-boom, ba-boom.
And then I'm going to step here, and with my 10-foot reach, well, would he still be in the circle?
I'd say he's just outside, so yeah, you can move there and you can get him. Yeah.
So I'm gonna keep that distance, and then I'm gonna take my second swing at him for an 11.
That, as you go to swing, you kind of, as he's being forced back, and you go to swing, just the force of you shoving him back and you trying to swing, he's just kind of being pushed out of the way, just outside of the reach of your glaive.
I'm gonna spin it, and I'm gonna come back around, and I'm gonna try to correct that with my inspiration that you gave me.
Alright.
For a 15.
Midair, as you go to miss, it's almost just subconscious nature to you. You twist both of your wrists, turning your glaive midair, spinning the end of it to just catching them on the underside of their jaw for 8 damage.
Plus 2 from the Spirit Shroud.
Alright.
And that will be the end of my turn.
Okay. Anthea.
Pax is next. They just rolled and got a 7.
Oops.
Yeah, I originally got a 10 to do
Yeah.
load, but it doesn't change the order. So,
Oop.
yeah, I forgot to click my token. So,
Pax. You are up, good sir.
This is the one that's taking the most damage, correct?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Let's get him.
That's good. And he is not wearing it, correct?
He is not wearing any armor at all. They just seem to be wearing some cloth, like robes, and their slimy frog-looking skin.
I wonder if frogs. Oh, let's not do a Halliburton quote, but I bet they don't like lightning. So let's do 4th level chromatic orb. That get through.
Alright.
She's damaged him first.
Nice.
Zap.
21 does hit as you throw up this chromatic orb, creating this small miniature lightning storm. in the laboratory, this lightning bolt comes square down on the top of his skull, dropping him to his knees, and he stands back up. He's breathing very heavy, very, very exhausted and worn.
Get him. And then bonus action, let's give Bardic Inspiration to Dragon.
Okay. So, Dragon, you feel a sensation.
The movement, I will hop on Iggy.
He was just trying to shuffle some people out of the club, and he's just getting lightning bolted and glaived. At the end of your turn, Pax, you see it now, or you see them now, Dragon. This humanoid-looking creature flies 20 feet. They're 20 feet in the air above you, but you see them fly, and they're looking down at you from above.
Okay. And with my move, I'll just hop on Iggy and just kind of float back a little bit, so I'm ready to fly.
Cool.
Dude, I like that. I like that token.
And Thea.
And Thea is going to hang out right here.
Okay.
And I'm going to symbiotic entity.
Alright.
So, yep. I'm sorry, I'm just going to add my things so that it adds any damages for the next turn. But I'm just going to shillelagh as well and prepare for my next turn.
Okay.
And then hold my reaction for if he's in my zone.
So you used your action to do wild shape, so you cannot hold attack since that's So
no.
takes
It's
your
my reaction though, so I'm not holding anything technically.
Oh,
But
your
reaction, I
your
will
spore
use
thing. That's right. It's a spore
if
thing.
that works. With
Yeah. It's
I'll
your.
do it on his turn, or do you prefer if I do it on mine?
I mean, I will tell you, this man in particular has 2 HP left, so you can tell.
Oh.
What to do. He's not going to make it through his next turn.
We're gonna shoot a mushroom in his face and it'll kill him.
And they have
Okay.
to sneeze.
So yeah,
Right.
I'm just looking real scary. That's about it.
Okay.
Yes, that's me.
Oh. Dude was
Okay.
straight up just trying to be a bouncer.
Dragon, you see this weird frog-looking thing in front of you, and then this humanoid just kind of float in about 20 feet above you, just looking down on you with these glasses that are partially down their face, but they're covered in, like, they have alchemical bottles kind of tied off to them, off on their belts. You see they're wearing this very nice looking set of armor, like this piece of, like, the clothes that they're wearing look like they're almost super reinforced, as if they're working with highly volatile materials. So there you go.
Oh.
You also see on them that they have a very nice. Their boots are kind of looking a little strange to you, and there's an amulet swinging from their chest, from their neck. So.
Intriguing.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I'm gonna murder his bouncer.
That's rude.
Do it.
First attack from Shadow Steel.
Mm-hmm.
Boy, I'm gonna punch myself in the face if I don't hit a single one of these.
Okay. That hits.
It is one-handed.
Okay.
So that's first attack. Second attack,
That also hits.
one-handed.
Mm-hmm.
Unleash Incarnation,
Mm-hmm.
which is, I feel like I should have known this, but it's just like a free thing you can do when you attack. It's not like a bonus action or anything.
You can use it once per attack action. So if you action surge, you twice in your turn. But it
Bonus
you can only,
action to use is what, like, I just learned.
what, your Unleash Incarnation?
Yeah.
No, it's not. You can unleash it as part of the attack action, but you can only do it as many times as you have your Constitution modifier.
Yeah. Okay, so this one is coming from the Echo, because I want the Echo to show off, of course.
Uh-huh.
This is going to be the one that misses.
No, that
Nope.
hits for another 10.
Yes. How's it looking?
Pretty bad.
Yeah?
I mean, he's not, like, dead, but he's looking pretty bad.
I am going to do something. Because it's a free action to move the Echo, right?
Yes.
That just happens. I would like to move my Echo, or try to move the Echo, and fly him directly up, or maybe like 10 feet above dude in the air.
Okay. You can fly him up to meet him.
Yeah, maybe a bit higher than him.
Mhm.
But like directly above him.
Okay.
My turn's still going.
Mhm.
I then bonus action teleport and try and land on him.
Okay. You're gonna try and land on top of this guy?
I want to try and grab. I cut into this creature, send my Echo up, and then with a swift, shadow teleport, I'm now in the air and I'm trying to land on him.
Okay.
Yeah.
Go ahead and... So you're trying to grapple him, correct?
Yes, essentially.
Okay. So, go ahead and make a grapple check. So, athletics check against his athletics acrobatics.
Oh, come on, please.
Wow.
That's a high number.
That
A
is...
big number.
That's pretty good. That's pretty good, guys. That's like really good. So all right. So where are we at? Acrobatics.
I'm gonna change myself with the Echo.
You're gonna try and grapple in midair. Okay, cool. There you go. He's not
I'm
gonna
trying
pass
to land
it.
on him.
Really good. That's almost his max roll too. Yeah. So you basically are grappling him midair. So.
Cool.
Now your turn.
Action surge.
Okay.
And grappling doesn't do anything that doesn't negatively affect my attacks.
Nope. It just means he cannot benefit from while grappling.
Alright. First swing.
Yes, that hits.
Cool. I'm also expending 2 charges to make him blind. Automatically fails it.
Okay. As the shadows go to overtake his face, you see that he just wipes them away, and it doesn't seem like blindness can affect him.
Son of a bee. Alright, fine. Second swing.
That does not hit.
Alright, well then unleash incarnation on his buddy.
Okay.
Can I unleash incarnate myself?
No, it has to come from the echo.
Okay.
Yeah. That... You, as you're focused on swinging and letting your shadows try and grapple around the face of this enemy, you're mentally commanding your echo to take swings, and it goes to take a swing, and this frog-looking human just kind of like leans out of the way a little bit as the blade kind of turns to shadow as it hits them and just doesn't have any effect, and it misses.
Alright, well that is my turn.
Since you're up there and grappled on him, they're going to use 2 legendary actions, completing their 3 for the turn. I need you to go and make me a DC 17 Constitution saving throw.
Constitution saving throw. Is this against poison or disease?
It is not.
That's not a lot of damage. Is it damage?
You tell me what you're going to do, and I'll tell you the result. If you're going to try and change your 11.
No, I don't want to Indomitable.
Okay. As you're grappling onto him, floating onto them in midair, they grab back, and you feel like some of your life force is being drained away, and your maximum HP is reduced by 5. And it can only be restored with greater restoration, similar magic, or a long rest. So.
Okay. I'm actually... You never aided me. I didn't get aid.
He did not. But it does not affect your temporary hit points because this directly reduces your maximum points.
Yeah, so
so you still have your 5 temps, but you don't have so.
Okay, so I'm from 105 to 100.
Maximum, yes.
Yes.
So your 105 will drop down with it, but you still have the 5 temp HP as a side. So
yes.
It's Haslam's turn.
Make a con save.
Oh yeah, Haslam gonna die, cause is this what kind of damage is this?
Good question. Necrotic, does it affect him?
It does. I was hoping it was poison.
No, okay.
It's not.
It's necrotic.
He rolled a 15.
So that does not pass, 'cause it's D.
Oh no! I think you rolled 2d6s, right? Or is it 1?
Roll
Oh,
the
boof.
die.
The 8 now, because I'm a high level. So.
Oh
Is he a
Jesus!
zombie?
He can be.
Well,
in a minute.
He could be. Just give me a second.
Yep. Well, Haslam started his turn alive.
Bye-bye.
Turn unalived. Also, Anthea, since you are the, well, soon-to-be proud owner, I assume, of a frogman, I need you to go ahead and roll me a D4.
A D4. Okay.
All right. I also need you to make for me a perception check.
Okay. Nope.
That's fine. That's fine. Oh.
Critically fail.
I will say, you don't notice it because you're worried about Frogman in front of you. But Pax, since you're able to hear and see quite a few things, you hear a shattering and then a bursting of that door that you came out of previously swinging open.
This door.
The door that's not this one, but the one on the right side, the one that was at storage.
Oh, over here.
So, outside the room. So it's
Oh, like down here.
yeah, like down there. Yep. Cool.
Uh,
And if you can see them, yeah, you can actually start to see
can
that there
see
are
them.
that there are creatures that have escaped that room now. You heard the glass shattering, things sprinting.
I'll
So,
alert everyone else about that. I'll be like, hey. There'll be more
and
milestones.
they're basically gonna join the initiative after this next round is over. So, all right. So it is Alistair's turn with you on top of him, on top of them, Dragon.
Stop resisting.
Stop resisting. Stop resisting. Okay. Let's see. Huh. This'll be interesting. He looks at you and then looks at everybody else, and you're gonna see that he quickly grabs a bottle from his belt, or from their belt, and they swig it down. This bottle that they drank was this weird silvery purple kind of color. What was the damage you did to him first? Because it was that. Okay.
Yeah.
I just forgot to. It didn't disappear properly. Cool. All right. He swigs this down, and you see that there's this weird, like, aura that emanates from them, and they drank a potion that seems to give them some type of buff in some type of way, as a bonus action. And then for their action, all right, they're gonna go ahead and with their action, they're just gonna look at you and be like, "Huh, I don't think you're smart enough to beat me. I need you to make a intelligence saving throw, DC 17, or take 10 psychic damage as he mentally tries to whip you in the brain."
That's not worth an indomitable.
There you go. So you take 10 psychic damage, and you have to choose to move, take an action, or a bonus action on your next turn. So,
Does action includes both my attacks though? Yeah.
correct. It is not the slow spell. You do get one. So
This is acceptable.
this is acceptable. Okay. Cool. Alrighty. And then that's gonna be their turn. Joram, who's down here, isn't a smart frogman, so he's gonna do what he does. He's gonna try and fight your echo.
He's gone.
Alright, cool. He just tongue lashes your echo in the face. I'm just gonna move it over here since I assume you're bringing it back at some point. And then he's gonna move 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. And that's it. That's Joram. Joram was just trying to be a bro, and
Guys
well,
are just trying to be bouncers, and they're dying.
yeah, they are. He's wrecking the employees, man. They don't even get benefits. Naomi, it is your turn. I know.
So I need to check something about find Steve. Is it a bonus action to command them to do something, or is it a free action?
I'll say it's a bonus action.
Okay. Naomi is going to move 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. And as she does, she's going to shout to Simon, close the door! And Simon will use his action to essentially shut the doors that they came in.
Okay. You want Simon to close the doors?
Yeah.
Alright.
Simon's just gonna throw all of his weight into the doors and try to shut it.
Okay, we'll say he can close one right now, and then he can try and close a second one on your next turn, and then depending on where they are in initiative, you could keep them all out, or he might have to try and fight one of them. But either way, this door is closed, and we'll say Simon can stand there and kind of be the guard dog for that door.
Perfect.
For
So
now.
essentially, the game plan is to shut it and latch it, and she would shout that to Pax as she's running by, and then I'm gonna take my attacks at this one.
Cool. Sounds good.
So first attack, click, click,
Click.
14.
You go. Surprisingly, Joram is a little bit buff than Haslam, and Joram just kind of catches your glaive and with his tongue and kind of moves it out the way.
I'm gonna
Just not hit him.
turn my glaive and try to basically cut his tongue in two with a 20.
As you catch his tongue, and he's still standing, but his tongue's got a big ol' hunk caught out of it.
D8 of
Ooh.
radiant damage.
He's still standing barely than he ever was.
Because I'm not done yet. He's gonna get
no.
a level 1 divine smite into that too.
Oh no.
So that is 2
D8.
for 14.
As you go and you slice down through Joram's tongue, you cut it clean off, and you see the radiant damage just kind of pulsates from the front of his what's left of his tongue to the back of his throat, and just kind of fills him from top to toe. Just the celestial fills his veins with effectively celestial energy, and then he does not explode, but he falls to the ground in this heap and this just deflated mass of flesh. And Joram dies.
Right.
And then can I see the wizard? Because I'm not sure if this is an actual wall or not.
So basically, Alright, so let me draw this real quick. So basically, here's your normal stairs, and up there is 10 feet upwards, and then they're another 20 feet up from there. So we'll say no, because the light doesn't permeate up there, so you would have to basically get there to be able to see, or basically over here to see up, because of the angle that you're at, you just can't see up past that one.
Okay, no worries.
Are you drawing up here, Alex? Just to curiosity.
They are this way. Whoop whoop whoop.
Right.
They're basically right here. If you
I'm not seeing your paint.
50 feet up in the air, let's see. So up here is where they are. You probably can't see them because there's no light up there for you. So they're basically up here, yeah. So
Also,
you'd have
has an internet, so that's why I can't see anything.
yeah, basically if you fly 50 feet up in the air, I'll say that you'll be able to see them just because the difference in floor, and you'll be so high that you can basically get up that way. But if you're from the ground, you're not going to get enough vision to see over the wall there. If that makes
That's what
sense.
Naomi was suggesting, anyways, right?
Yeah,
Which is what
yeah,
yeah,
Cool.
we were kind of on the same page. So I just don't have line of sight on him. That's totally fine. Okay, that'll be the end of Naomi's turn.
All right, Senor Pax, it's your turn.
Yeah, let's fly on up and zoom out. When she reloaded, she decided to pull color. So yes, as I recall, does my move in Iggy's stack? Question
No,
mark or
you
not?
either use your key.
Okay. So if I fly 35 feet, well, let's just start by flying 35 feet straight up.
Okay, so we'll say that you are now 55 feet up in the air, and let me see if I can. I'm just going to erase this section of wall right there, so you should theoretically be able to see them up there now.
Oh, come on, mouse.
Over here.
Yes, I can.
All right, so
Yeah.
so basically, because you're so high, you're the only them up there. Those of you there, you can hear it, but you can't see it. But you can see it because of how high you are up in there. So,
Got it, and I could probably
which means
spell something.
he can also see you. So
Right, and it's him and...
that is Draken. Yep.
That's Draken, right, okay. Let's see here. What is going to be best? And is he wearing metal armor?
You cannot tell from here.
Okay. 60 feet. Let me just compare those.
And you are 65 feet from him as it stands right now.
Dang it, so steel wind strike is 30. Heat metal is 50. But heat metal is 60. The 65 is too far. Let's check my range. That's 120. Guess what we're doing? Guess what we are doing? We're gonna have a bunch of coins. Love this. Boop. 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 Oops, I did not mean to cast it twice. Thought that thing would go.
Oh boy, so it's time
Yay!
for like 50 million attacks.
Time
Yeah.
So-
to have
So
a-
as you see all of these items start to come to life around PAX in their laboratory, they're very well educated in their laboratory. He sees this. I don't actually. Let me check, because it might be just out of range. You may have just saved yourself. Let me see if I can do it. Nope, he's out of range. He can't do it. He can't stop you doing it.
Yay!
See everything activate. There you go.
No counters.
So 10 d20s, right?
Huh?
10 d20s, correct?
They get. You're doing what? 10 small things?
Yeah, do the tiny things.
So you get to do.
20.
It's 10 of them, I think, right? Yeah. So,
Okay.
let's see.
These all have a +8 to hit.
There's a natural 20 in there.
Yeah. So each you can get 10 non-magical objects. Let's see. It says tiny is counted as medium is counted as 2. Yeah. So tiny is 1. So you get 10 d20s plus 8 on each of them. So let's see. And
Does
there's
an
plus
18 hit?
it's plus 8 on all of them. So
Yes.
yes.
12 hit.
12 will not hit. Let me see.
It was an 18 hits, so I had to review it.
Alright. So as you're throwing these attacks at him, he'll throw up a shield to block some of them, but he's not going to be able to block all of them. So let's see. You'll still hit him with 1, 2, 3 regulars and a natural 20.
Basically, some hits.
Yep. So basically it'll be 3d4 plus 12, and then... No, 4d4 plus 16 plus 4. So 4d4 plus 20. There you go. 27. Okay. Cool. Man, that was a lot of math.
Movement, action, bonus action. I don't suppose I can bonus action dragon. I don't think I'm close enough to that. What is the range of Bardic Inspiration? I actually don't know.
I think it's like 60 feet.
I'm also still currently inspired.
He is currently inspired
Okay,
from.
then I will just chill. That is me. Chilling.
And they don't have, the fun thing about Bardic Inspiration is you don't have to see them, they just have to be able to hear you.
Tis true.
Which is
Tis
really
true.
cool.
Okay. But he already
Alright.
has it, so I will yell inspiration to yeah, do that.
Alright. And Thea, it is your turn.
I have a question.
Uh-huh.
So because I killed Haslam with my reaction,
Mm-hmm.
do I get a new reaction this turn? Like, would you let me do use my reaction for my coming turn to do?
I mean, every time it's your turn, you get your reaction back. Yeah.
So technically, I have a new reaction.
Correct.
Can I use this then? Oh, no, it's not gonna let me put it in.
To do fungal infestation.
Yeah, I just wanna.
That's fine. Yeah, you can bring Haslam back as a zombie frog, 1
He only
HP.
has 1 HP though.
All right,
He's
I'm
not
gonna
quite
say
zombie stats.
he'll just go immediately after you.
Yeah. Okay, cool. So that's what I'm doing there, and then I want to try to go over to. Well, I'm not gonna be able to revive both of them at this point. But we have one Zombo.
One Zombo. Gleba's scared.
Yeah, poor Gleba.
I like to imagine
giant
Gleba's
froggo.
on its head just controlling them like Ratatouille, but Gleba and fungal infestation. I hate that shit.
Batui.
It's gonna start going up this way, because I'm assuming I can see Alistair fighting.
You cannot because you're on the ground. So
Oh.
Pax can see because
Can I
Pax is 55
hear
feet
him?
in the air. Huh?
Can I hear him?
Roll a perception check, and I'll see how well you could hear.
Nope.
You cannot.
Okay. Well, in that case, I'm gonna slightly readjust my course so that I am heading towards Naomi, I guess. And just kind of regroup over here. Yeah, I'm just gonna follow Naomi's lead then because she's the battle person. And then can I have Haslam follow me?
Oh yeah. Boop boop
So he'll
boop
just hang
boop.
along with me.
Yeah.
And yeah, other than that, I don't know if I can do much this turn.
Okay.
Okay.
Cool. All right. It is Haslam's turn. You just want him to hold his attack in case something breaks through.
Yeah, basically.
Okay.
Protect me, Haslam.
All right. Haslam. We'll say Haslam's here then.
He's my bouncer now.
He is your bouncer. He's bouncy. Dragon, it is your turn. You have bonus action.
I fully plan on taking my 2 swings.
Okay.
First one,
That misses.
I will add my inspiration if possible.
Yeah, you can reroll that 20 and see what happens.
Do I re-roll it or do I add my inspiration?
Oh, your bardic inspiration? Oh, yeah,
Yeah.
you can add that.
What's the number, Mr. Pax, of the
Think
bardic
it's
inspiration?
I think it's a D10.
D10, correct.
Ooh, D10.
That does hit. And what
What's-
happens when
What
you hit it?
special unique happens? What
This is an
special
attack roll, correct?
happens? Yeah.
Let me block the table. College of Creation.
And from me, at least, 12 slashing.
After the attack roll, it thunderously shatters the target and each creature of your choice and can see within 5 feet, succeeds on a con save, or takes damage equal to what you rolled on the inspiration line. Does that make sense?
So a con save, you say?
Con save versus my spell save DC, which is a number 16.
Yeah, it fails. So it takes additional, and it's just thunder damage, you say?
Yes, whatever was rolled on the inspiration die.
Sounds good to
12
me.
slashing and 8 thunder.
Mm-hmm. Put that in there.
And I do have one more attack.
That is correct. That will miss, because he still has shield from
Yeah.
before.
But I'm holding steady.
You are holding steady. And then, you know what? Because you're right up in his face, beating him up, and he's not a fan of it. He's going to use all 3 legendary actions right before his turn at the end of yours. And I need you to make a... Yeah, there's nobody else around me. It's all creatures, but you're the only creature within 30 feet. I need you to make a DC 17 Wisdom saving throw.
Oh boy. Okay.
Okay.
Well, I was going to Indomitable if it failed, but I don't think I want to Indomitable that.
You start to feel like magically weak for a second, and then you just kind of shake it off, and it's not bothering you.
That's what's up.
I forgot I had an ability, but I think it takes a reaction anyway, so I'm Gucci on there, and I couldn't do it even if I wanted to. Yeah, it's a reaction. Okay, so he, with you still on him, wants to be able to move, but he can't because you're freaking on him, and he doesn't like it. So I need you to make as an action, you start to feel, and you see, Pax, you can see this, and you can obviously see it, Dragon, as you're there. You see this crystalline cage start to appear around you, and it's almost like time itself is starting to stop. And I need you to roll me a DC 17 Constitution saving throw, please.
Come on.
He's gonna use his. You see, as you're doing it, it's almost like time rewinds for a second, and he's gonna chronal shift. I need you to roll that again.
That's so cool. Time wizard.
Fuck your time magic, bitch!
Oh my God.
That is.
You're staying with me!
That's fine. For a bonus action, then you're gonna see this small shield just appear around him, and he casts a bonus action spell on himself because that first thing is not a spell.
What's the
Oh.
what's the quote? I'm not locked in here with you. You're locked in here with me.
Correct. I'll show you what it is though that he was trying to do.
Momentary stasis.
Hmm
Ooh.
And he has used his reaction, so there is that. Yes, that's right. Cool. I'm gonna put this. I don't think this other one's a concentration. I can't move anywheres. Yeah, it's not. Cool. Great. All right. Well, that's his turn. He gets all of his legendary actions back. Naomi, it's your turn.
All right. Simon, shut the door and latch it if you can.
Oh yeah, I was gonna roll to see where they joined right now. Let's see real quick because I forgot to roll there for them, and they all have +1, so I'll just do 3 d20s and see where they all land at. 5, a 19, and a 2. So I'll say that one of them gets to right here, but the other 2 are stuck outside. So, and this will be the guy that has a 19. And oh no, Joram. Oh, it's because I copied Joram's name. So Joram again. Joram number 1 is gonna be Joram 2. Cool. The other 2 are just stuck outside for now. They're gonna stay outside. They're not smart enough to open doors. All right, still your turn.
Okay, so Simon got the door shut.
Yeah, Simon's got the door shut for now.
Okay. Okay, so Simon's got the door shut. That was my goal. I've seen Anthea fight. She's got a buddy with her. And Pax, I know, can hold his own, so I'm not concerned about that. So Naomi's gonna go 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. Get there.
Okay.
And then pretty sure he's not in the air anymore, right?
No, they're still in the air
They're in
because
the
he
air.
can't move because he's grappled. So actually, you have to maintain a grapple check since you're floating in the air and he's flying. So they're athletics.
Okay, I can do that.
Yeah. Because if not, then you're gonna fall, and he has to. So 19 versus his +4. There it is. You're still grappling him in
Oh.
midair.
It's really funny because if there's enough light for Naomi to see everything now, it's literally just Dragon beating on him straight up, just like stop resisting, arrest.
But yeah.
Okay.
So you can get there.
So I got there, and then I'm gonna use my action to dash. So 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, and essentially be under them. And they are 20 feet in the air, correct?
They are 20 feet in the air. That is correct.
Perfect. So Naomi's gonna wave her glaive and say, "No more running. You stay and fight." And I'm gonna channel divinity, champion challenge. So I need a wisdom saving throw, DC 15, or it cannot willingly move more than 30 feet away from me.
Okay. Well, they can't currently move, so here's that.
But if it
here's-
walks out of the grapple.
That is true. That was a really good roll.
Amazing roll. Okay.
Oh, and you also get hit points.
No.
Dragon does.
Choose one or the other.
Turn the tide. I got it.
Yeah.
Cool.
And
All right.
unfortunately, that only works if the person has no more than half of its health.
That works. Is that your turn?
That's the end of my turn. I moved, dash, and then bonus action. Champion.
All right. Then at the end of your turn, he's gonna use a legendary action. And you see he kind of just you feel this blowing on your face, Dragon, and as he blows out, this cloud of dust starts to appear around you, and at 10 feet, so it's basically you and him are being surrounded by this cloud of dust. I need you to make a DC 17 Constitution saving throw.
Okay.
So you pass. So this dust is like blowing, hitting you in the face, hitting you in the eyes, but you manage to kind of grin and bear it, and you are not blinded by this cloud of dust.
Oh, that'd be that hurt me. I can't blind him, but he can blind me.
Rude.
That's just unfair, man. That's an unfair fight.
Pax, it is your turn.
Okay, let me just check something here. That's true. Okay, up to 5 creatures within range. It's like 30 feet. Okay. If I understand this correctly, Mr. Alistair is the only target who is near. There are no other hostiles near him, correct?
Just this other guy that made it through the door down here. Yeah. So one guy made it. One of the other frog people made it through the door that Simon was closing. So you have one who on the ground 50 feet below you. But I mean, as far as near to you, no.
Okay.
There's no one 50 feet in the air with you.
Is the geometry such that I have enough speed with my 35 fly to get within 30 feet of Alistair to steal and strike?
You're 65 feet away, so yeah, you could move. If you need to be 30 feet away, then you're 30.
Yeah, let's do that. So just move laterally, basically, to, I guess, there-ish.
Yeah. And then you're doing a steel
Okay.
wind strike.
Correct.
Cool. So that's an attack, right?
Yes. Please hit. I will use my inspiration.
When you think you've seen
So before you do it,
You have
roll me a
one
wisdom saving throw to see if you can even hit him. To see if you can even attempt the roll on him.
Oh, okay. I have advantage because I haven't taken damage yet, and so my speech of whatnot is still up.
Let me double check. I'm pretty sure it's wisdom save. Yep.
I roll twice.
That does not pass. So you do not meet his DC, so you cannot attack him. So, because he cast Sanctuary on himself with that armored spell. So, you can either choose a new target or lose the attack or spell. Or so you either choose a new target or you lose. So, since you couldn't hit him, you're effectively gonna. Is that a concentration or just a one-time?
It's a one-time, and I don't think there's any other targets in range, are there?
No.
Must
So
it be a creature? Let me just check. If it's not a creature, I'll just attack the ground.
yeah, I mean you can always just choose to lose the spell. That way
Choose
you don't
5
have to.
creatures.
Yep.
Yeah.
So. Okay.
Yep, spell lost. Action. Has anyone taken much damage?
He's taken an okay amount of damage.
No, I mean of our allies.
Oh, Dragon's taken some damage, but not a whole bunch.
Since the spell was lost, can I cast a different spell with action? No.
No, effectively it's using your action to cast that spell.
Got it. Then yes, I will. That is my turn.
Okay.
Steal one fail.
Alright, at the end of your turn, it's going to use the last two of its remaining legendary actions for the round. And I need, because you're both within 30 feet of it, because it's only 20 feet in the air, I need both of you to make DC 17 Constitution saving throws.
Oof.
Ooh.
Not you, Pax. Well, yeah, you are 30 feet away, so yeah, you have to make it too.
I'm gonna Indomitable.
Okay. That's also, so Naomi,
What was the amount? 17?
17,
Okay,
yeah.
I'm gonna try to use that D10.
Okay.
What's,
16.
what's it for a saving throw? Do you get to do 2 and take one of your choice?
I don't know. That is a Michael question.
I think so. Yes.
Let's
that's how it
see.
works.
Immediately after a creature rolls it and adds to the saving throw, it appears. Blah 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 blah. No, that's for ability checks. For saving throws, the moat vanishes and the sound of soft music causing the creature. You gain temporary hit points equal to the number rolled, plus your charisma mod. So you still get the temporary hit points. You just don't pass the save. So
My 5 will now go to 8.
Yes. Yep. And so you guys, those of you who failed, which is Naomi.
Indomitable for an 18.
And Naomi, you take this much reduction to your maximum total hit points. 10. Your max is reduced. Yep. So you're reduced by 10, and it cannot be restored except by greater restoration, other similar magic, or long rest. Haslam. Oh yeah, Haslam can attack this guy now.
Well, no, it was Anthea's turn.
And I keep doing that.
Does he go after me?
He does go after you. So really, you can have him attack because the dude made it in there, so he could have held his reaction to attack. That's what you were doing. So Haslam can attack.
Sure, let's do that. And also, can I order Gleba to sit on Simon's head? Just
Yes.
Over here, so
Yes,
that
you
he's
can.
a little bit.
A frog dog.
Cool.
It's like a transformer
Hop.
frog dog.
Frog
Hop,
dog.
hop. Frog dog. Yeah. Can I have Haslam attack this
Yeah,
boyo?
you have the
That's
zombie
over
stat
here?
block, I believe, right?
Oh.
Shh,
let
I can
me
find
just
it. I was
grab
gonna
it.
say, you think you can add
I
it to
should,
your
but I
to your
don't
sheet,
think I have
think.
it right now. I'll
That's
just Google
fine.
it. I will find it.
Here. He can do
Like a.
he can do one slam attack, which is a +3, and if he hits, it's 1d6 +1.
See
But
how-
also, he's got undead fortitude, so he could just keep not dying. So, because he is an undead.
Why not roll? Hello?
I don't know.
Rudeness.
13. Unfortunately, he goes to swing down, and he just doesn't. Being recently brought back to life, he does not have enough force or knowledge on how to work his undead body to really do anything to jor him.
Extra
point two.
gross and extra slimy.
You just hear. It's like a wet slap of meat, just ham slap.
Disgusting. Okay, I'm gonna move over here.
Okay.
And I'm going to use my. So I'm assuming that took my bonus action to use Haslam, right? So I still have an action?
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm going to attack my shillelagh that I
Nice.
Where's my damage? Thingy, where's my sweetie? There. Wait, no. That's the roll.
That you go to swing down, and you hit like just wet meat and don't connect with what you're expecting. It's just
Wow,
It's just
we
like you're hitting
are
a wet
whipping
pillow.
It.
Yep.
Awesome. Okay, that's all I can do, I think.
All right, Dragon. It is your turn. You are mind whipped. But if you intend to attack him, I need you to make for me a wisdom.
Yes. First, because I have my full turn now, I have everything back. I would like to bonus action my Echo directly behind him, floating up with us. And then I will like to attack him, so it's a Wisdom.
Wisdom saving throw. That does not pass, so
Okay.
you cannot attack him.
Does that count for both attacks as my attack action, or can I do it again
Yes,
for the second
it is for your whole attack action, I believe. Yeah, because if you miss it the first time, you have to attack. You cannot attack him.
one? Got it. I don't have much else I can do then. Oh!
Okay.
No, it'd probably be an attack, never mind.
Go ahead and roll me an athletics versus his acrobatics to see if you can maintain grip on him.
I hope I can.
Oh yeah, for sure.
I think I do!
All right, so we're at the top of this round. We normally end now. Do we want to pause the combat here and resume combat in 2 weeks? What do you want to do? Because if we're at the top, it's easy for me to remember where we are and just go from there.
That's probably a good idea. I could push another half if that's the consensus, but
I'd say if it's cool with everyone, we can just pause it because there's more I want to do after this
Yeah,
that
I'm
would
good
need
with
more than 30 minutes. So, okay, cool. So we'll resume here. I'll just leave the page as it is, and I'll leave everything on here, and I'll screenshot it so I don't forget. Maybe eventually these guys outside the door will break in. Who knows? But yeah, so we'll end the session here for now, and then we will pick up combat against Alistair Alibro and his slimy, not sexy frog bodyguard bouncers when we return in 2 weeks.
Sweet.
So,
yay!
all right.
So
Well,
slimy.
until next
Super fun
time.
session as always, Alex. Thank you.
Mhm.
Yeah.
All right. Well, we'll see you guys in 2 weeks.
Great session, as always. And for now, everybody say goodbye to YouTube.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye, YouTube.
Bye, YouTube. Happy dungeon delving, everyone.